Greetings. Here's a brief walkthrough of how to complete Lesson 3 for Unit 1. First, open up the Unit 1 folder, then open up the Lesson 3 folder. Notice that once again, this is a 2-day assignment, so Thursday, April 2nd, and Friday, April 3rd are the days you should be completing it. And it's due by April 3rd at midnight. And just like you do for any other assignment, make sure you do attendance first. So on Thursday the 2nd, click this and answer the 1-question quiz. And on Friday the 3rd, whether you're done with this assignment or not, click on this and do the 1-question quiz for that day. At that point, you'll be done with attendance for the week. You should have taken 5 quizzes. Each of these should have been done on their specific day. All right, after the quiz, go to the directions for Lesson 3. Description of what you're doing, if you want to go back and read it, the purpose of what you're supposed to be getting out of this and what your skills you're building with this assignment, topics and key concepts that are addressed. And then once again, you need a digital device and the assignment template, which is located on Schoology to complete this assignment. Step 1 is like step 1 from assignment number 2. You get to watch a crash course video. This one's about the military tactics and the battles of World War II. Watch this if you need review on the content. If you feel like you're rock solid on World War II battles and military strategy, feel free to skip it. If it helps to take notes while you're watching to maintain content retention, go ahead, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Then step 2, after viewing that crash course video, you're going to click on the Lesson 3 assignment template, and you're going to do 4 tasks for this assignment. So we're clicking on it. All right, so part 1 is going to be an investigation on the Allied conferences. A big reason why the Allied powers were able to defeat the Axis powers in World War II was the cooperation and consolidation of Allied troops and tactics. So the United States, England, and the Soviet Union. For this activity here, you're going to first define these 2 military strategies or military tactical movements. And then you will do a brief description of the 4 major Allied conferences. Casablanca's already been done for you, but you'll describe what happened in Tehran, Yalta, and Potsdam. In this column here, you're basically saying what were the results of that meeting. What did the Allied countries decide to do? So that part's pretty easy. If you're not sure, there are links here you can click on that'll bring you to a brief description of what happened at each conference. The harder part is this right column, which is a contextualization and point of view investigation. For each of the 3 powers, so that's the United States, England, and the Soviet Union, you're going to talk about what their view was of the agreement or what was going on with their country and the war at that point of the meeting that influenced their decisions and their motives for the different military strategy the Allies used at this point. So you're doing contextualization. You're going to say here, like, the United States was happy with the decisions made at Tehran because, and you tell me what was going on that made them happy. England was less happy than the United States. You tell me why that was the case. An example of what I'm looking for has already been done for Casablanca, so you don't need to redo this one, but it shows you what I'm looking for. This first column is what was achieved or decided at the conference, and then the third column is what did each power think during the conference and what were the factors that were influencing them at that time. Okay, part number 2, you're looking at the different scientific and technological advances that helped the United States and its allies defeat the Axis powers. This is a major key concept for World War II in our curriculum framework. There are 2 links here. One's an infographic and the other one is a website that's got multiple pages that talk about new innovations during the war that helped the United States and its allies win. You should click on one or both of these links, look at the innovations, and pick 4 that you find to be the most interesting or ones that stand out to you the most. Type the name of the innovation here, and you see you have 4 rows, 1 innovation there, second one here, third and fourth, and then explain in this column how that innovation or that technological tool helped the Allies win the war? Like, what effect did sonar have? What effect did penicillin have on the soldiers during the conflict? And you do that for the 4 tools that you picked out. In the far right, for the effect on post-war United States, I want to know what effect this military innovation had on American society and culture or the economy after the war. So, like penicillin is still used today. Tell me how that is impacting Americans today. Um, GPS and radar technology is used today outside of military purposes. Explain what that is. Your responses here can be really brief and really succinct. So don't write a book, keep it nice and short. The goal is that you know 4 new innovations and how they impacted the war and how they continue to impact the country going forward. So you can be like bullet points or 1 to 2 sentences for each. That's fine. Lesson 3 is a SAQ. This is an interpretation one. So you're going to have 2 secondary sources, one from Schweikert and Allen, and the other one from Howard Zinn. And both these sources are talking about the use of atomic weapons on Japan. You should first read link 1 and link 2 about the Manhattan Project and the various views on the use of atomic weaponry at the end of World War II. And then after viewing that content, you should complete this SAQ by answering these 3 questions in this box here. And then the final part is actually an Ed puzzle. You'll click on this link and you're going to read the final 3 like sections or paragraphs of this article about the effects of World War II on the United States. So it'll talk about how it helped the economy, and it'll talk about other various aspects of its influence. And then after reading those brief paragraphs, you'll click on this Ed puzzle link and it'll bring you to an Ed puzzle, so a video with questions, and you're going to watch the video and answer the questions as you go. You're unable to fast forward the video. There are 10 questions in the video. Each question is worth half a point, and so it's worth a total of 5 points. So you want to make sure you get that correct. The video will discuss the human costs of the war and all the casualties that happened because of the conflict. Do note that, like with Edpuzzle, it doesn't always sync up perfectly with Schoology. So if you click on the Edpuzzle link, it might say the video didn't work. You should hit refresh once or twice or 3 times and give it a couple shots to see if it does finally load up. It's just a little kind of glitchy with our Schoology software. All right, so you have 4 parts of this activity. You're looking at the context and the point of view of people at the various Allied conferences. You're then investigating 4 new technological innovations. You're going to complete an SAQ about the different views on using atomic weapons against Japan at the end of World War II, and you're going to watch an Ed puzzle. This assignment is due Friday by midnight, and it should take somewhere between like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, just because of all the videos. If you're going over that length to complete this assignment over those 2 days, you're spending too much time. So be more succinct with your responses, but about an hour to hour and a half. Good luck. Email me or contact me if you have any questions.